Yeah, good evening. So today we will recollect all those things yesterday what I was saying. So first we are going to see about the chemical reactions. So reaction means an atom or molecule, if it is combined, it will form a product, right? So when it form a product, what is reactant, what is product, how they are writing. So when you have more than one reactant, how to write that, and then when you are getting more than one product, how to write that, and how you have to combine those reactant, and you should know about the balancing of chemical reaction. So the chemical reactions, it's nothing but the reactant gives product. Okay, so when you have the reactant, always you have to write in the, when you are seeing, that will be in the left hand side, and the product, it should be in the right hand side. Okay, so if you have more than one reactant, A plus B, it gives product. So the product, if it is more than one, it plus C plus D. Okay, and the other thing what you should remember, so the physical state of the reactant or product. So what are the physical state? Solid, liquid, gas. So plasma you couldn't see through our eyes. So solid, liquid, gas only we can say. So you can write for the solid, it can be represented as S, and then if it is liquid, it can be represented as L, and then if it is gas, it can be represented as G. Clear ma? Okay, so I am writing AQ. It's nothing but aqueous. For example, when the nitrogen combined with the hydrogen, okay, it gives I think that color is not visible. It gives NH3. Okay. So what is the nitrogen? Nitrogen is the one of the reactant. It get reacted with the hydrogen. It gives ammonia. To see here, you have, according to law of Mohs action, Mohs neither created nor destroyed. So when you have the reactant mass, it should be equal to product mass. Looking here, you have 2 nitrogen, 2 hydrogen, whereas here you have 1 nitrogen and 3 hydrogen. So shortage of nitrogen is there and shortage of hydrogen is there. Now we have to balance that equation. Okay, for balancing the chemical reaction, there is no formal method. You have to, by means of the trial and by the practice only, we can do that. Generally, hit and trial method we have to do. So by means only we can balance that chemical reaction. So some of the method by which you can balance the chemical reaction is, first you have to balance the other than hydrogen oxygen, other atom. Then only you have to come for the what? Hydrogen and oxygen. Okay. So look here. You have 2 nitrogen here, there you have only 1 nitrogen. If you want to balance that, first you should add 1 more nitrogen. So when you are adding 2 over here, it become 2NH3. Then how many hydrogen is there? In the product side, 6 hydrogen is there. In the reactant side, how many hydrogen is there? Reactant side, 2. So what number if you are putting there, it will be balanced. What number you have to put over here? Here, look here, 2 3s are 6 hydrogen totally. So you have 2 hydrogen. 6 hydrogen means you need 4 more hydrogen. Then when you are putting 3 means 3 2s are 6. Very good. So when you are balancing, if you are putting 3, it will be balanced. So look here, when the reactant side, nitrogen is 2, hydrogen is 6. In the product side, nitrogen is 2, hydrogen is 6. So according to law of mass action, both side it was balanced. Okay, so when we are writing the chemical equation, these are the things we have to keep in mind. First, the reactant appear on the left hand side and the product should be appear on the right hand side. If you are having more than one, you have to put plus between the reactant, you have to put plus between the product. So when you are differentiate reactant and product by means of the Gibbs equation, single headed arrow, this is called single headed arrow. So instead of single headed arrow, you can put equal mark also, equal to also. Okay, it means it gives this. So how we can pronounce this? Gives. Okay, single headed arrow. If you are putting double headed arrow, that means reversible. That means reversible. Okay. So to balance the chemical equation, you can multiply the integer number with the reactant and then product. So it should be balanced. Both the reactant and product should be balanced. Okay. And then next we are going for the implication of a chemical reaction. Chemical equations. Then chemical equation convey lot of message. We do not see that reaction, but by seeing the reactions we can say so that reactant is converted in that product. For example, you are taking a sodium chloride, you are adding barium sulfate, it giving barium chloride and sodium sulfate you are adding, it gives barium sulfate as a product, the precipitate. So by seeing that reaction, you can say when you are reacting these two reactants, you will get this type of product. One will be in the aqueous, another one will be settled as a precipitate, or it will be evaporated as a gas, that we can give. So what are the information we are getting? From the chemical equation, we can able to get two information. One is qualitative information, another one is quantitative information. Quantitative information. So the qualitative information gives what type of reactant and what type of product you are getting. So it tells about the product and reactant. And then quantitative information, it gives number of molecules of reactant and product, and then number of moles of reactant and product, and then it expresses the relative weight of reactant and product, and then it expresses the volume of the gas and product. So these are the information we can able to get from the chemical reactions. Is it okay? So qualitative information means sodium chloride, barium sulfate. By seeing that chemical structure, we are saying the name, no, that is qualitative information. And then when you are looking that correct equation in the before slide, if you are looking here, see from this equation what the qualitative information, when the nitrogen react with hydrogen, you can get the ammonia. This is the qualitative information. When you are coming to the quantitative information, when 1 mole of nitrogen is reacted with 3 moles of hydrogen, it gives 2 moles of ammonia. So you have N2 molecule, H2 molecule and 2 NH3 molecule. So this is the information we can able to get from the chemical reaction. This is quantitative. And also if you are calculating the atomic weight, molecular weight of nitrogen, molecular weight of hydrogen into 3 and 2 into ammonia molecular weight, if you are equating, you can able to get the relative weight of your product, reactor and product. And then I am not mentioned whether it is a solid or liquid or gases. If I mention that information also, you can get it from here. Okay. So we know that what is the atomic number of nitrogen? Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, 7. So the atomic mass become 14. You have N15 also, it's isotope, but the relative atomic weight is 14. So for the nitrogen 14, N2 means 2 into 14? 28. It's a mass of N2. For the hydrogen it is 1. H2 means it become 1 plus 1, 2. 3 into 2, 6. Come over here. For the nitrogen it is 14. For the hydrogen it become 3. 3 into 1, 3. 14 plus 3, 17. So what is the nitrogen? 28. And what is the hydrogen? 3. 2 into 3, 6. Okay, 6. It gives 17. So 17 into 2, 34. So when you are adding all those things, you will get that the weight will be balanced. You can work it out. You tell me. For this reaction, you tell me. So I am writing here H2 plus Cl2, it gives 2 HCl. You tell me, hydrogen is 1, chlorine is 17. Now you work it out.
So we should find the relative mass.
Yes, mass of chlorine and then HCl, everything. You have to say the information about that reaction.
Should I consider chlorine's mass as 35 or 34? So 35 is the...
Okay, 35. You consider 35. Work it out. So you have hydrogen plus chlorine gives 2 HCl, right? 2 hydrogen, 2 chlorine reacting, it gives 2
Your
HCl.
voice is breaking.
So I will come. 1 minute. So here hydrogen means the atomic weight of hydrogen is 1. Okay. So H2 no 1 plus 1 it become 2. For the chlorine it become 35. So 35 plus 35. HCl means 1 plus 35. It become 36. So 36 into 2. So it become 72. Okay. It becomes 70, it becomes 2, 2 plus 70, 72. So the relative mass is balanced. So 1 mole of hydrogen, 1 mole of chlorine, it gives 2 moles of hydrogen chlorine. Are you able to understand?
For this hydrogen means only 1.
For hydrogen atom 1, hydrogen molecule means 2, 1 plus 1, 2. 2.
But twice the hydrogen is only 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Only twice the hydrogen is 2, right?
Twice the hydrogen only, no, this is H2 molecule, H plus H. For the H it is 1.
So equated I get 36 and this side I get 34. So because 2 HCl, so 2 into hydrogen 2. Chlorine I considered as 17 for now. So it will be 2 into 17.
How you consider chlorine as 17? It's 34, 35, no? Isn't it? For the single chlorine, see what mistake you have done, no? For the hydrogen atom, it's 1. So 2 hydrogen is there, then it become 2. Then single chlorine it become 35. So 17 is the atomic number, 35 is the atomic mass. So Cl2 means 2Cl means 2 into 35, it become 70. So when you are coming to the left hand side,
17.
so I will write in the above, okay. 2 into 1, then 2 into 35, and 2 into 1 plus 35. So 36 into 2, 72, right? 70, this become 2. 2 plus 7, T, 2 plus 70, 72. So everything solved, no? These are the information you can get it from this. Okay, and then I am putting nitrogen gas reacted with hydrogen gas, it gives ammonia gas. Hydrogen gas reacted with chlorine gas, it will give hydrogen chloride gas. Okay, so this is what we have explained in the above slides. And the next one. So what is the limitation of chemical equations? Limitations. So all the rules having limitation. Same way when you are writing the chemical equation, it will say when it react, it will give that product. That's all. But it never say this is the rate of the reaction. It will take this much minute, this much hour, this much. Those things it won't tell. Okay. So it will tell. A chemical equation does not indicate about the chemical conditions. Okay. So the condition necessary for a chemical reaction. So condition necessary means temperature, pressure, so whether it required catalyst or not, whether you have to conduct the reaction in aqueous medium or in the gaseous medium, that it won't tell. It just gives. So before equation if you are seeing nitrogen, hydrogen, ammonia I said, but nitrogen is a gas, hydrogen is a gas, ammonia is a gas, but I didn't inform that. Okay, so what is the catalyst of that reaction, that also I am not mentioned. So it has the limitation. So and then a rate of reaction. A rate means fast, whether it is an immediate reaction or it is a slow reaction. For example, a rusting of iron, it will take, how long it will take? It will go. Okay, one day it will take 1 centimeter, other day it will be 1.5 centimeter. So after a month it become a 2 centimeter. So it is a very dead slow reaction, but it will react with the atmosphere moisture. Okay, and then change of heat, when you have to heat or when you have to cool. After the reaction, what they will do? No, they will pour it in the ice. Generally they will conduct a reaction in the laboratory, finally they will pour it in the ice, they will precipitate and then they will do the filtration. That and all it will not indicate chemical equation. And then concentration, and then mechanism. So some of the reaction will take place more than one step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, 5 steps it may be. Okay, but it won't tell that whether how many step it will take place. If I am writing a chemical reaction, this is the reaction, this is the product, but in between you have, these are the things will be there, but it won't explain that. That is why these are the limitation of the chemical reaction we are saying. And then nature. Nature of reaction means some of the reactant which converted into product, again the product it may revert into the reactant. That is also possible. So whether it is a reversible reaction or irreversible reaction, that we cannot predict. Okay, so it won't tell the nature of reaction. So if you are using the chemical equation, double-headed arrow, reversible means it tells. Yes.
Sir, so reversible is physical change, irreversible is...
No. For the chemical reaction, reversible and irreversible both will take place. For example, if you have taken hydrogen gas, reactant with iodine, it will give hydrogen iodide. Okay, but that hydrogen iodide stability will very less when compared to hydrogen and iodine. So it may give that hydrogen and iodide. That possibility also is there. Okay, same way when you are seeing that nitrogen hydrogen is there, no? This reaction, this is also reversible reaction. When the nitrogen hydrogen combine, it gives ammonia. If you are removing the ammonia, the new ammonia will form. Suppose if you are having the same beaker, you have the ammonia, again it revert back into the hydrogen and nitrogen, because the stability is very less than nitrogen and hydrogen. Okay, So it's not mean that irreversible is a physical change. In the chemical reaction also you have the reversibility and irreversibility. Okay, and then now we have to see the types of chemical equation. Before going to that, let's see why should a magnesium ribbon be cleaned before burning in air. Do you have any idea?
Yes, sir. So because magnesium ribbon is coated with oxide layer, so when you burn it, when you react it with oxygen or burning it in air, the oxide layer prevents it from burning or giving a white flame. So that's why you need to clear it with sandpaper before.
Yes, very good. So generally, if you are seeing that the metals are very reactive. Metals are very reactive. So the reactivity order given in your books. Okay, so I will write that. So the magnesium is very reactive with the air. Air means in the atmosphere oxygen, that magnesium layer it become magnesium oxide. So once it form a magnesium oxide, so it prevent that magnesium from your atmosphere. So if you want to conduct a reaction, you need only magnesium, not the magnesium oxide. Then you have to wipe it with a salt paper, then it will go away, then you can use. This is called magnesium ribbon. You have to clean before burn into the air. Okay, so look here, this is your answer. So when the magnesium is converted into magnesium oxide in the presence of oxygen. Okay, oxygen means from atmosphere. Okay, so the layer hindered burning of magnesium. That's why when you want to burn, so you have to clean before the burning by using the salt, pepper and all. So what is that stability pathina for the metal, reactivity of metal?
Potassium, sodium, magnesium.
So simply you look that in the S block element, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium. These two are okay. These two are S block element. Okay. So when you are seeing these are the radioactive metal. Okay. From that, first reactive metal is potassium, sodium, lithium, strontium, calcium, magnesium. So you look that this is 1s, this is 2s. Potassium, sodium, lithium, first three, and then strontium, calcium, magnesium, this they have taken. So from the order, this is the very smaller one. When you are coming top to bottom, the metal reactivity increases. Metallic nature increases, the reactivity also increases. So according to that, first it comes the potassium, because lithium, sodium, potassium, among the three, potassium is most reactive metal, and then sodium, and then lithium. Okay. Finally, and then 2s block element. Okay, alkaline earth metal, strontium, calcium, magnesium. So other metals. Next will be aluminium. I think it would not see, no. Aluminium, carbon, zinc, chromium, iron, cadmium, copper, nickel, tin, lead. So they will compare with the hydrogen molecule, and copper, silver, mercury, gold and platinum. This is the order. So from here, these two are p block element. Okay, remaining, so except this, so I have marked in this one, no, carbon aluminum p block element, lead tin p block element. So carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead both belongs to the same family, carbon family. So the carbon, tin, lead p block element, so the hydrogen is separate one, remaining in the d block element. So when you are seeing here, you have the platinum and potassium. So the platinum will be replaced by potassium because it's most reactive metal. So reactivity order it will increases.
Displacement.
Yes, in the displacement reaction, the reactivity order goes like that. So when you are coming to the magnesium, where it is here, so that is also reactive metal in the first series itself. Okay, so we can go for the next one. Write the balanced equation for the following chemical reaction. So they given the reaction, you have to write balance equation. So how you can write? First, hydrogen plus chlorine, it gives hydrogen chloride. So you have to balance. In the reactant side you have 2 hydrogen, 2 chlorine. When you are balancing, it will become
2HCl.
very good. So now all are balanced, no? Then next, barium chloride, BaCl2. So remember ma, BaCl2, how it is? It become Ba2 plus and 2Cl minus. यहाँ का criss-cross method. This go to the here and this go to here. So always we will write the positive first, negative second. If any chemical equation if you are writing, the positive part of the metal you have to write the first and then you have to write the negative part. Okay. So barium chloride and aluminum sulfate. Aluminum sulfate means Al2SO4 thrice, because Al3 plus 2Al3 plus SO4 2 minus, so 3SO4 2 minus. So when you are combining these two, it gives Al2SO4, because the 3 plus 2 3s are 6, 3 2s are 6. So charge also neutralize, and Al2SO4 thrice, it gives barium sulfate. Barium sulfate BaSO4 and aluminum chloride AlCl3. So now look here, you have 3 sulfate, okay, 2 aluminum and 1 barium, 2 chlorine. So when you are balancing, you have BaSO4, but 3SO4 is there, no, so I am putting 3 over here. Then what happened? 3 barium atom is there in the product, and then when you are coming to the reactant side, you put the 3. So 3 barium, how many chlorine? 3 2s are 6, but how many chlorine is there here? 3. When you put the 2, it will be balanced. Am I right? 2 aluminum. So in the reactant side you consider 2 aluminum, product side how many aluminum?
Product side we have 2 there.
2 solved. 3 sulfate is there, here sulfate is thrice. The product side sulfate is thrice. Correct? And then chlorine is 6, then this side also 6, so neutralized. Next one, sodium metal treated with water, it gives sodium hydroxide NaOH plus hydrogen gas. So sodium metal solid, when you treat the water, it gives sodium hydroxide, 1 OH it goes. So when you want to solve, whether if you put off over like this, but it should be a positive integer, no, that's why you can write 2Na plus 2H2O, it gives 2NaOH plus H2. Now it's balanced, no, it's nothing. when you have this denominator, no, you have to multiply with all those things. Then it will be a integer. Okay, clear? So by means of practice only you can get that equation balance and all. Okay, when you are writing you will get it. While writing you will get all those things. So that answer is this. So that is only we have discussed. No, next question.
So what does that symbol mean?
Gas. When you are going gas, so you can indicate as a this. So yes, very good question you have asked. When you are writing that equation, if you are putting down-headed arrow, means it is called precipitate. Okay, when you are writing upwards arrow, gas, evaporate. It will go away, that is the meaning. Okay, then AQ, it is a aqueous. S, solid. L, liquid. G, gas. When you are putting single lead, it is irreversible. When you are putting like this, it's reversible. Okay, so when you are writing like this, forward reaction more favor. More favorable. Okay, suppose I am writing like this, backward reaction more favorable. Okay, this information they will not put. So when you are writing in the gives arrow mark this triangle, this is called heat. Okay, whatever some x, y, z you are putting means that will be catalyst. So catalyst you need not to put the moles, how many numbers it get reacted, those things you need not write. So when you have the A, it gives the product, means A gives the product. When you are heating, you are putting the catalyst like that. Okay, clear? Good. So you want to write that, you make a note of it. These are the information which will not available in the book, that we have to recollect. Okay, shall we move? Write a balanced chemical equation with a state symbol for the following reaction. What is that, ma? A solution of barium chloride and a solution of sodium sulfate in water react to give insoluble barium sulfate. Okay, and the solution of sodium chloride.
Insoluble is precipitate.
Yes, very good. The insoluble mean it's called as precipitate. So we can write that. So solution of barium chloride, BaCl2, aqueous. They said no, barium chloride solution, and then sodium sulfate, Na2SO4, aqueous. When it react, it will give BaSO4 as a precipitate plus solution of sodium chloride aqueous. So 2NaCl, then the reaction is balanced, right? So you have the 1 barium, 2 chlorine atom, 2 sodium. So 2 sodium, 2 chlorine, it will give 2 NaCl. Okay? And then second one, what is the second one? Sodium hydroxide solution in water. So NaOH aqueous. So I am writing, look here, that oxygen, nitrogen, sodium first letter nitrogen and hydrogen one same size, and A is a smaller size. when you are having two letters symbols, one will be capital, another one will be small letter. Okay, so any letters you take, lead, what is the symbol? You are writing PB. For the barium, you are writing Ba. So why I am saying here, for the cobalt it becomes CO. Okay, for the carbon monoxide it becomes CO. So when the carbon oxygen in the same size, capital letter, that is carbon monoxide. When the carbon is capital letter and the oxygen is small letter, means that is cobalt. That is cobalt. Don't forget it. That's why. Sodium hydroxide aqueous solution react with hydrochloric acid solution, HCl aqueous. So I told you hydrogen chloride is a gas. How they will prepare hydrogen chloride acid? No, hydrogen and chlorine they will react. It will give hydrogen chloride gas. So one beaker full of water they will wet. So it will burst. And then the tube, gas tube water la burst panniduvanga. So it gets saturated. That hydrogen chloride gas gets saturated with the liquid. So hydrogen chloride with water. So it has the acid. Okay. So when it gives, to produce sodium chloride solution, NaCl solution aqueous plus water H2O. So simply these two react and then here these two react. Okay. Shall we move further? So this is the equation. So what they mention here, they will say it is a liquid. Need not to mention that water is a liquid, we know that. But in a chemical equation, somewhere if you are using ice, it will be H2OS. H2OS means solid. H2O vapor means steam. Okay, that's why they are mentioned liquid. So now we are coming to that our own topic, the types of chemical reactions. So when the types of chemical reaction, first it would be combination or synthesis. Combination reaction or synthesis reaction. I am writing RXN. RXN is nothing but reaction. For the short time I am writing like that. Okay. So chemical reaction we can classify it in various classes. Okay. So the classification is based on the nature of the reaction. So when the chemical reactions are classified, first combination or synthesis of the reaction. Combination means, what is the meaning of combination? You are combining. If you are combining any two reactant or more than one reactant, it lead to form a product, means this is called combination reaction or synthesis. In the organic reaction, they will call it a synthesis. So they will take the some of the reactant, they will react together, it will give the product, then it is called combination reactions. So first one is combination reactions. So two or more substance which combine, it will form a product, then it will give a this is known as combination reaction. For example, calcium oxide reacted with water, it will give calcium hydroxide. So this will be liquid, this will be solid, then this will be aqueous. This is known as combination reaction. This is known as combination reaction. And the next, so this combination reaction, again we are classifying in three categories. One, combination reaction between two elements. So for example, between two elements or between two compounds or between compound and element. So between two element, hydrogen plus chlorine, it will give 2 hydrogen chloride. H nu means light ma. H nu means light. Okay. And then magnesium plus oxygen, when you are heating, it will give 2 MgO. So you are taking the magnesium atom with oxygen molecule, it will give magnesium oxide, this one type. And then combination reaction, whatever we are writing about now, between two compounds. When the calcium oxide solid reacted with water liquid, it will give calcium hydroxide aqueous. So this is the combination between. Suppose in many reaction between elements, compound and the element, carbon monoxide with oxygen gas, carbon monoxide gas with the oxygen gas, it will give 2 carbon dioxide gas. This is known as between the compound and element. Compound is carbon monoxide, element is oxygen. Okay, so we can say like this. Next one. Next one is decomposition reaction. So what is decomposition reaction? So this reaction, one compound or one molecule are decomposed into smaller atoms. So more than one, it may be 2 or 3, then it is called decomposition reaction. So it get decomposed. So many biological molecules, it get degraded. So ஒரு பெரிய molecule என்ன ஆகும்னா it will degrade it into small one. ஒரு polymer இருக்குன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. When you are taking a wall, it's made up of brick. Okay, so it's like a polymer. When you are breaking it, you are getting bricks. So that is called decomposition. Okay, wow. The decomposition can be happen in the presence of heat or light. Based on the other condition only it will happen. So for example, potassium chloride KClO3, it decomposed into KCl plus O2. That calcium carbonate, when you are heating, it will give calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. These are the decomposition. What happened? The one molecule of calcium carbonate, it converted into calcium oxide into carbon dioxide. So giving the other, it going to the structure chain and entirely different compound, then it is called decomposition reaction. And then substitution, displacement, replacement, வேற என்ன சொல்லலாம்? So it going to be substitute by one by another. One by another. So only thing, substitute one by another. Only thing what? Which is more reactive, it gets substituted by the other one. The less reactive will be displaced with the more reactive ones. Then it is called displacement reaction. Okay. So the more reactive, if you are in the case of metal, the more reactive metal get displaced first, with the less reactive metal. So then the reaction is called displacement reaction. For example, you have the zinc as well as copper. Zinc as well as copper. So what happened? Zinc is more reactive than copper. So look the slide number, this slide. So where is the copper? Here you have copper. Where is the zinc? Here you have the zinc. So the zinc is more reactive than copper. What happened? So the zinc can be easily replace the copper. Okay. So if you have the copper rod, you are put it into the zinc sulfate solution. What will happen? That copper will be dissolved and zinc get replaced. Okay. So this is what the information you have to get from here. Okay. So the reactivity of metal. So எப்படி சொல்லலாம்னா what happened? Okay. So I am writing the order wise. Potassium is more reactive than sodium, which it turns more than lithium, strontium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, carbon, zinc, chromium, iron, cadmium, cobalt, nickel, tin, lead, hydrogen. For the comparison, இதுவும் வந்து for comparison, hydrogen, copper, silver, mercury, gold and platinum. So these are called noble metals. எதுன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இதுலேருந்து இது வரைக்கும். So they may react with some strong oxidizing acid or oxidizing acids. இது எல்லாமே. So இது என்ன சொல்லுவாங்கன்னா basically noble metal. Maximum எது noble metalனா gold, silver, gold, platinum. இது எல்லாமே noble metals. So they are not very much reactive unless otherwise if you are not using the oxidizing agents. Okay. அதனால தான் we are wearing that platinum and gold and all. Okay. But it will strong aqueous regia or strong oxidizing reagent, then it will react. Otherwise it won't react. Okay. It's a noble metal. And then next, double decomposition. Reaction or double displacement reaction. Here, so these are the reaction in which the mutual exchange of radical takes place, so known as double decomposition reaction. As already we have written that equation. So what is that? When the barium chloride BaCl2 reacted with sulfuric acid, it converted to barium sulfate and then hydrogen chloride. So look here, the chlorine and hydrogen get replaced from sulfate and barium. So the barium and sulfate get formed barium sulfate, hydrogen and chlorine get formed hydrogen chloride. So two decomposition. First this decomposed into barium and chlorine, this decomposed into hydrogen sulfate, for example. Okay. So hydrogen and chloride again recombined, it will give HCl. Barium and sulfate recombined, it gives. So it's a plain solution, barium chloride. Okay. You cannot see that solid particle and all. Same way sulfuric acid you are taking colorless solution. When you are mixing two colorless solution, you can able to get the white precipitate. That white precipitate is nothing but barium sulfate. Whatever the other part is there, no liquid part, that become hydrogen chloride. It will be acidic. Is it clear? So this will be ionic reactions. That's why the displacement has happened very easily. So the double displacement, but because the chlorine, barium replaced in the hydrogen, chlorine replaced the barium. எப்படி வேணாலும் சொல்லலாம் இல்லையா? So this is called double decomposition or double displacement reactions. And then finally we are coming to the next part, oxidizing reaction. Oxidation reaction. Yesterday we have seen, no? Oxidation means LEO or increasing
of
oxidation number. Okay, you should not forget that. First, what are the way by which you can get that oxidation? Number one, removal of hydrogen. So example, chlorine gas react with hydrogen sulfide, it will give 2HCl plus sulfur. Look here S2 minus, right? S2 minus, here S0. Here Cl2 0, here it become -1. So when you are removing hydrogen from the sulfur, it get oxidized. So it is called oxidation.